racing, there's no fair 还是不 fair 的。You're willing to take up the challenge, then go.
It becomes psychological warfare, really. Who has the strongest mind, who blinks during pressure and who doesn't, you know, that's really what separates you from the rest.
Singapore's Andrew Tang has won the 2014 Toyota Racing Series, making him the first Singaporean to win a premier international race for aspiring F1 drivers.
So karting teaches you the fundamentals of the whole sport. It teaches you like the right driving line, the right speeds, the way to, how to brake, how to accelerate. It teaches you all the basics, you know.
Yo, what's up? How are you, man? This is one of the fastest cuts we got, so don't fuck it up.
Yeah, okay.
Going 150 kilometers an hour, half an inch off the ground. To me, that doesn't sound like a kid's hobby. And the money is serious, the fitness level is extremely serious, so everything about it is to the extreme. It's for a certain type of person, not necessarily a certain age of a person.
Every time people ask me what's the secret behind all the success, I always say behind every great driver is a really crazy father. Crazy in the way that you have to be going against all your instincts and have so many sacrifices.
When we started off, there was no track.
Yeah.
So the first year was tough because we were learning all the wrong things and everybody was giving you all the wrong advices. Well, I realized that I can't do it. For 3 years, we drove up to KL, Malaysia, Langkawi, anywhere when there was a race or a thing, to practice and to race. And it was every weekend for 3 years. We go out on Friday and we come back on Sunday. So on hindsight, I said, who will even do that?
我今年是35岁。My name is Boon. Racing side people call me Boon. Working side people call me Clement. Family people call me 嘉文。以前我跟他做工了，他是也是我的老板。
当时还小孩子啊，还没当兵哎。
我以前还没有拿到车来车，我就喜欢船 jet ski 嘛。Actually 15岁就驾 jet ski 有without license somehow 16岁就去考，比较容易 get caught。只要 machine 的东西我很喜欢，好像有点跑电，我的灯都被夹了。Like the speed, like the sound, like the raw。有人看得上我，叫我去 race jet ski, go from Thailand, go training to get sponsor this and that. My father don't allow. Maybe I'm only son so I bo pian. I missed that chance. So after that, slowly build up on motorsport and then to show my father I am talented, I'm racing.
I think the common misconception is that, Formula One's all about glitz and glamour. I was 15. I had just won quite a big race in Asia. Basically, my dad said to me, okay, you're doing really good, but if you want to further your career in this sport, then you need to move over to Europe alone, or maybe we just need to stop. And at that point, it was really hard because as a 15-year-old, it's really scary. You're all alone. You got to learn how to be independent on the fly. I mean, it was maybe one of the most difficult decisions in my life, but it really shaped me as a person.
I'm born from drag, not really track. This type of illegal one 那种刺激感是很难形容的咯。My heartbeat will pump double up. The feel where one day you have a small CC car, turbocharged, and then you win a sports car, race car, like 那种满足感 really different. How do I get caught? By the Singapore Task Force, the 2 black bike without owning their headlight. After that was sentenced to $2,000 or $3,000 fine and revoked for 1 year. This made me wake up this 1 year, really made me wake up. And I tell myself never do that again. Do it legally.
The most memorable race of my career is the one in New Zealand. It was actually for the championship of the season. It was like 2 or 3 points between me and the second place guy, and I had to finish 1 place behind him, and it was quite intense.
Andrew Tang of Singapore on his own right now.
Eventually, I finished 1 place before him, and there was like, pandemonium because I won the championship, and it was a pretty great race.
Well done once again to that man, Andrew Tang, who wins again.
After winning the championship, I got a letter from the government saying that I had to enlist. And at that point, I was under the McLaren Young Driver program on the way to Formula One, supported by McLaren, and then the army came and basically it stopped. That was it. That was it for the racing. I thought that was it for my career.
没有被抓 I think 我现在不懂是什么，我也不懂。I think I still doing a lot of illegal somehow stuff. People do illegal stuff 可以讲让自己出名啦，什么都是为了 action。当兵出来过后，我的 father 就拿$3,000 给 me buy me one lorry help me up， 然后就让我somehow自生自灭自己去闯了。At that time 我一直撞墙壁，一直撞，撞到现在了，就 up and down， Hey, who kena speeding? Who got kena speeding? Now I'm lucky enough to be a boss, to own this company. For us, we will be more tougher than those 有读过书。So 如果真的一天这些什么都没有了，我觉得我跟那个扫地的都没有什么分别。我再强都没有用。
6, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good.
People don't realize that the car is quite physical to drive it, so you have to be quite fit to deal with the heat because you can lose up to like 3 kilos of body sweat.
2, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You don't get to drive on tracks every single day. If I wanted to do any practice, I had to fly overseas. So when I'm here in Singapore, this is the best kind of practice I can do.
There's no glory or no fame or fortune because it's not a sport that people here aspire. Most people want to be a business person or have a successful career in life. Sports, maybe swimming, badminton, it's the more where the government supports.
I think mainly it's just that there's no real interest for sponsors. Like they don't see there's much value added for them.
And in real life, there's no one else who's going to finance your son. Unless you're so good and you're in Europe where they are actually picking up drivers. In Asia, practically no chance.
Singapore, I don't think they support motorsport. But if they support motorsport, we will have very easily to find sponsors to sponsor us as we go race. Because I love this hobby, my supporters also love this hobby. 如果我不做，谁做？
So he's really like a big brother to our community, and despite what kind of mix, he welcomed all of us wholeheartedly. 我第一次约到他的时候，我觉得他很像那个香港电影明星陈浩南。哦，郑伊健，对不起，
那个比较矮的 version 呢？
Actually, I've known Abun for around 4 years. I think it was during one of the events that we know each other. Then we actually set up the mixing together.
D&D 我们是做 organizing motorsport race event, bring back those old school scene, don't meet up here and there. Yeah.
Instead of going to illegal, getting yourself caught, getting your license suspended, getting your car confiscated is not worth the risk.
Motorsport is like keep going, people will keep coming. When you stop, one will start to sell car 啦，如果family 有些结婚了啦，有了孩子的过后就是 somehow stop 啦。
I think we're not the biggest fans of motorsport here, so the culture is not quite developed yet. Okay, So me being a Singaporean is actually maybe a bit of a disadvantage because of the fact that we don't really have any racetracks here to practice on. All my training is actually overseas.
Hi, Boon.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. Hi, I'm Andrew. Who do you think will win today's race? Why?
He's a professional driver, no? I'm a kampong driver, no? This totally different.
What's the age you're driving a GT car?
After NS, so that was like 2020, 21. They said you did some street racing before, right?
How to say, 长话短说, okay?
Okay.
You and your life and my life really different a lot.
Yeah, a bit
I
different,
start from illegal.
Right.
So illegal to legal
Right,
until more on event wise.
Right.
Because I just want to bring up motorsport.
Yeah.
Because too many people like to play.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Wake up early morning, let's sleep on the grind. Doing it as if you know your life is on the line. Got no time to party, gotta get up and grind. Get up. Always on the grind. Always on the grind. Wake up, grind, sleep, repeat. Wake up, grind, sleep, repeat.
The biggest change you can do, or the biggest thing to go quicker, is to make sure that you have the quickest driver, not the quickest engine. We are in a society that is so focused on results, right? And we always have the wrong mindset about it, I think.
Just like the machine, just can't live without them. 靠我的生命这样。But 我跟我自己讲，就是说 lose never mind, better must be nice.
In this time, there's a lot more trying to do what I did. And I think there are some promising ones, but they're all before NS, kind of like in the position that I was. The interesting thing is to see how they'll deal with NS in the next couple of years, I guess.
No way to depend on motorsport for living. It's really only for hobby. So I really hope Singapore can change their mind and change their concept. There's a lot of talents, racers, drivers, you will never know. Why not you just open some little windows, give us a place, we play, yeah. 因为我不能实现的愿望嘛，就是说 to be a racer 代表新加坡去跑，好像我儿子啊，我多么希望他可以on motorsport 啦。Hello, Tristan.